listen, folks, Omari Banks, he hails from Angola, but listen, he will not be a regional artist. He has the real international sound. And listen, you need to look out for his brand new single that is coming out, No Point to Prove.
Don't think as I'm kind, I'm a fool. Yes. The roads that we walk never smooth. No, no. So we are trampling evil night and day. We be left with first while we pray. Omari, tell them, Peter, we don't have no point to prove. No. We don't have the front to try confuse. We not copy from white paper. No. I make the moves and then the boy them follow. So we not gonna pay them no mind. No. Keep doing our thing, check with blessing in time. We not copy from white paper. I make the moves and then the boy them follow. Beware of those who are never satisfied. I mean, ambition's great, but please don't compare your life with mine. Don't you do that? Homegrown and safe. From the small, you never afraid to speak your mind. Yes, so me I talk the truth. Get vexed, tell them get left behind. So we don't seek acceptance when we speak or go in front of the public eye. Real recognize real. So when I speak of myself, I don't glorify. And I don't have no point to prove. I don't have the front to try confuse. I don't copy from white paper. No, I make the moves and then the rest them follow. We not gonna pay them no mind. Keep doing our thing, check with blessing in time. We not copy from white paper. We make the moves and then the boy them follow. You know I would have never forget 2006 when me and Shaka Dan we used to lick up the six. But no matter what you do, them still a criticize. Even 2003 when man I saw in the sky, so I could have never mix up in the politics. It's a long time, it's sick of them hypocrites. Till even up to now, you know them still a ask me why. How could bank or leave them high and dry? But the mommy said that them is smirk with a smile. So my boy be wise.
Yo, big bad banker, you have no point to prove. Yeah. Take it to the world.
And you don't have no point to prove. You don't have the front to try confuse. You're not copy from white paper. No. You make the moves, then the boy them follow. So we not gonna pay them no mind. Keep doing our thing, take the blessing in time. We're not copy from white paper. We make the moves and then the rest them follow.
Say them see we and know we are not chat with. This is what some of them love to do. It's a pity them no know say Aja alone can judge way, can judge way. Waste them and waste them time. I look for we prove so they can approve all the things we do. I tell them watch and learn, watch and learn. Now look and prove and from them. So we are do it, how we do it, my friend. Cause we don't have fight to prove. I don't have the front to try confuse. And we not copy from white paper. No, we make the moves and then the boy them follow.
We tell we not gonna pay them the mind. We keep doing our thing, take the blessing in time. When I copy from white paper, we make the moves and then the boy them follow. Long time, me know them hypocrite. Now speak the truth, them life a gimmick. Never satisfied, that's why them criticize. No point to prove me, I praise the most high. When I joke, when I sport, when I pretend. The long rope that you see, it have an end. So follow fashion thing, we not support. There's no point to prove, me not brag, me not boast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't have no point to prove. We don't have the front to try confuse. And we not copy from white paper. We can't make the move, the boy and follow. So we not gonna pay them no mind. Keep doing our thing, take the blessing in time. We not copy from white paper. We make the moves and then the rest them follow. Omari don't have no point to prove. No, 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 no. No, no.
Real time, no point to prove.
Hi again.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm good, man. Just taking it easy. It's another
Okay.
day in the city. Well, on the island, actually.
So hello everyone. This is Icy Caribbean Podcast, the podcast that takes you to on departures to the stunning Caribbean destinations. I am Linky, your host during this amazing adventure. So please fasten your seatbelts and get ready to land to our destination, Anguilla. Our special guest today is an Angolan star. He was mentioned in the New York Times as a cross between Bob Marley and Bob Dylan. Our special guest is a star with many talents, a cricketer, singer, songwriter, composer, musician, and famous athlete. The first Anguillan to play Test cricket for the West Indies, the son of the legendary Banky Banks. Let's welcome Omari Banks.
Thank you for having me, Linky. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be in the presence of your viewers, and thank you for asking me to join you guys today. It's an absolute pleasure.
You're welcome. So we are going to talk straight about Anguilla. To tell
Yeah.
us,
Uh,
why to visit this island of Anguilla?
well, I mean, Angola is a beautiful island. Firstly, it's surrounded by water. We're in the Caribbean, and I think a lot of the people who really visit Angola come to Angola to get away from a lot of the cold climates, hustle and bustle of the city, and sometimes just to kick back and relax and enjoy our beautiful 365 days of sunshine and sunlight, and of course, lay on the beautiful beaches and just taking a bit of what Angola has to offer. And I think when you think about Angola, what it has to offer, of course, as we know the beaches, as I said before, the sunlight, but of course, the great food, the entertainment we have here in the island. My dad, myself, the string bands, and just the whole historical vibe of Anguilla. I think Anguilla has traditionally been a place of even the people who came before the settlers, I think it was the Amerindians. We've got the big springs at Island Harbor, which is one of those places where I think the people of that time saw as a really spiritual spot. So Anguilla has continued to be that kind of energy for the people of the world, so to speak, in today's day and age and climate. So people come to Angola to get away, to find themselves, to enjoy the weather, enjoy um, the food, as well as just re what should I say, get contact with people who they met in the past. So it's that kind of vibe when you come to Angola.
Okay. Sites that I shouldn't miss when I come to Anguilla. What are
Sites
those
that
sites that I shouldn't miss when I take a trip to Anguilla?
I would say definitely take a trip to Rendezvous Bay Beach. That's one of those really nice spots I mentioned before. Try to, if you can, go to Shoal Bay. Try to go to the Big Springs. I know sometimes it's a kind of historical spot. I actually shot a music video there, one that's called Like a King,
Okay.
and it's got a lot of historical stuff there. But I'm not sure right now if they're allowing you to go in because it's such uh, a historic spot. So at different times they close down that area. I would
Oh,
say definitely make sure you get some of the fine dining food. So places like Vea, places like Sandbar, places like Straw Hat, places like even some of the local spots like Andy's restaurant, and just taking a bit of the culinary stuff that you can have here while you're here in Anguilla. But I mean, Anguilla is one of those spots where we've got a lot of beach bars as well. So Doom Preserve, Lit Lounge, Elvis Beach Bar, all those are spots that you definitely got to check out. And of course, we've got some of the nicest hotels in Anguilla. So the places like Aurora, Four Seasons Captaluca, even Manoa Hotel that's on Shoal Bay Beach are a few of the places that you want to go. But people generally come to Anguilla not only just for the nice hotels and nice beaches, etc., but they come to revisit the people that they met in the past. Because I think Anguilla is one of those places where you come to Anguilla, you hear it's about luxury, but you fall in love with the people of the island. And I think when you come to Anguilla, a lot of the people who visit Anguilla over the years, they really come because one, they love the energy of the place. The people are so nice to them. They make friends and friendships that they really want to come back and visit. Yeah.
So if you were to narrow down the hospitality of the locals, what would you say about the locals of Anguilla?
I mean, I think everywhere in the Caribbean they like to boast about their people, but I think, but I think being from Angola might be a little bit biased, but I think not too biased because I've been somebody who's traveled the entire Caribbean in a lot of different capacities in sports, and of course, in more recent times, music. And Caribbean people are generally happy people and full of energy, but Angola has a really a different feel. I mean, because it's such a tightly and small little community. I think Angolan people, when you come here, you know everybody, and everybody knows everybody. There's a certain reverence and a certain respect that goes along with that. You know what I mean? If you go down the road and you do something, you're more than likely to hear about it in the next 5-10 minutes. So I think everybody lives their lives with that kind of consciousness, understanding that what you do is definitely going to affect what happens in sometime in the near future, more than likely. So I think that's the hospitality of the place. So you get that when people come and they visit the island, they get that sense of, okay, cool, this person is connected to this person, that person is connected to this person. So let me be very aware of how I treat this person. I think that kind of energy keeps you on your toes, and I think that's healthy. It's healthy for people who visit here, and even for the locals, because it kind of keeps you in check of how you should treat people and how you should act when you come to Anguilla.
So it's kind of like watching my back. Everybody is there for me.
Everybody watching your back and in your business sometimes too.
We can't get
in,
away
in,
from that. We
in
can't
a
get
good way,
away from
though.
that.
In a good way.
Yes, because I mean, here's I visit and it's like, yeah, I know her. I saw her before, and they would ask
Absolutely.
like, "Are you okay? Can I help you with something?" Yeah, I
Right.
think that's the Caribbean vibes. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
I
mean,
can.
in Angola, the population is about 13, 14,000. So you understand
Yeah,
that's like a little village in most countries.
that's true. So, tell us about your national dish.
I mean, our national. I mean, we're a place that we love fish, we love rice and peas and that kind of stuff. So I mean, when you come to Angola, we're surrounded by water. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're surrounded by water. So when you're surrounded by water, you know there's a lot of fish. So when you come to Anguilla, you know you want to eat some fish and rice and peas. What peas is one of those things which on an island like Anguilla that's not big on, what should I say, other agriculture. Peas was one of those things which grew. You know what I mean? So our grandmothers or forebears, as they would say, they would plant peas, and you know what I mean. I grew up with my grandmother shelling peas, and
That's the
you shell the
key.
peas exactly, and then you put it in the rice, and you make the fish, and you know what I mean. However you like to do the fish, but I think yeah, fish, rice, and peas is one of those things which is synonymous with Angola, and yeah, we love it. You know, I don't. You need to come to Angola sometime and eat a nice snapper.
I will definitely put that on my bucket list.
Absolutely.
How about carnival? What
hmm
period, what time do you have carnival in Anguilla? I
So
know the
carnival.
pandemic has just happened, but places are opening up now. So what's
mhm.
that season for your carnival?
Carnival is between like the end of July to the first to second week in August. So
Mm-hmm.
generally, yeah, I think last year we had Carnival, but I think of course through the pandemic we had small little stuff happening. But I mean, Carnival is back now, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, Carnival is about the emancipation from slavery. So I think we've got to make sure that we continue to keep to those roots of that, because I think even throughout the whole Caribbean, although Carnival takes place, I think in a lot of ways we're kind of losing that. Not to be too judgmental, but I think we got to keep it about that. In Angola, our carnival is at the end of July, from the end of July up until the second week of August, and it's always a great time in Angola, of course. And Angola been a place that's again surrounded by water that shapes the culture, and boat racing is our national sport. So from around that time of the year in Carnival, a lot of our activities are surrounded are scheduled around the sea. You know what I mean? Whether it's boat racing, the poker run, you know what I mean? Girls on the beach in bikinis and parties, and of course, you know, the Juve morning with the local bands, soca bands per se, perform on the road, and of course, they have even sometimes different acts, and there's just a fusion of cultures come together to to form a really a festive and a really happy atmosphere. And as I said before, it's about emancipation from slavery. So it's a time where we try to reflect on what that time of the year is about.
Other than Carnival, which is a massive event in your country, Anguilla, is there any other specific activities that will happen throughout the year that
Of
is
course,
tell
of
us
course.
about that?
The Moon Splash Festival, which is my dad's festival, is a huge festival. It's actually the longest privately owned music festival in the Caribbean. And I've been performing at that festival since a little boy. Um, so that's has been traditionally between the months of late February to late March. I think the dates are out this already for this year. I don't have them off the top of my head. I can come back and share them with you, but it's I think it's the first or second week in March, and that festival is one of those festivals which is huge for Anguilla, not only just Anguilla, just huge for even just artists around the region because we've been able to secure some of all of the biggest acts of reggae music. Even some of the mainstream American acts is visited, whether it be John Mayer, Jimmy Buffett is performed by my dad at at the Dune Preserve. Of course, the likes of Buju Banton to the Taras Riders, to the Chronics, to the Bonanuela, to Anthony B. Every single person who's who in reggae music for the past 30 years 30 odd years have performed at that music festival. So Moon Splash is a really staple of Anguilla, and it's one of those festivals which is really organic. My dad has had a vision a lot of years ago, decades ago, to introduce music, Anguillan music, as well as showcase Caribbean music in the world.
Okay, good.
Hello, you
Yes,
here?
I'm hearing you. Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
I should also press something. You're
So,
back.
sorry about that. Sorry, sorry about that. Yes. So I was saying my dad had a vision years ago to showcase Anguillan and Caribbean music to the world. And I think he's definitely done that in the sense that he's been able to attract international acts to Anguilla and just, I mean, put on a festival that is privately owned as well as loved by people all over the world. So we get people from, of course, the US, Europe, even people in the Caribbean, of course, from the neighboring islands that come and love and support the festival. And I think Moon Splash is here to stay. It's been around for over 30 odd years, and it's one of those festivals that I've loved and I've enjoyed performing on over the years. I mean, I said I've been performing on Moon Splash since I was 6, 7 years old, even before the Moon Splash Festival before I was even performing on the festival, I should say. I was helping to line the beach with candles. Part of course, the production. It's a total family event. You know what I mean? So people in the family get together and they work hard to ensure that the Music Splash Festival is a success. So that's one of those things that definitely, if you come into Anguilla, you definitely want to schedule your time to around that time as well, because that's a time where it's literally from Thursday to Sunday of nonstop action, music, beaches, yeah, and just people having a great time. So that's another thing when you come to Anguilla, you definitely want to get involved in.
Okay. What is the best place or most memorable place you've performed within the Caribbean? outside of Anguilla?
Most well, okay. I've performed a number of places, but I would definitely say I had such a great time in Sinkits for Sinkits Music Festival in 2019. I would definitely say, yeah, we performed to a capacity crowd of over 10,000 people,
Wow.
and I'll say Sinkits has always been a happy place for me. From my days in sports to music, music. I've always had fun in St. Kitts and I always had success. So when I went over to St. Kitts, and I've got family in St. Kitts, and I mean, my grandmother was from St. Kitts. I've
Okay.
got a lot of cousins and different stuff over there. My best friend actually initially, he's originally from St. Kitts. He lives in actually Atlanta right now, but
Okay.
he's originally from St. Kitts, but moved to Anguilla when he was a kid. So I've got a lot of history with St. Kitts, of course, family as well as friends, as well as good performances when I was playing sport, and I think from what the people in 2019 said when I was doing music as well. So I'll definitely say St. Kitts is one of those places where I definitely enjoyed. I'm looking forward to going back again, hopefully in 2023 with a new album, etc. So excited about that.
Oh. You wanna list some of the other Caribbean countries to me where you have traveled and performed?
I mean, of course, Jamaica, Tatola, Antigua, of course, St. Kitts, St. Martin, St. Bart's, Barbados. Where else? Where else? Dominica. Yeah, I think that's it for the Caribbean. If I remember, I'll tell you a bit more. But yeah, those are some
I
of the
was
countries, and I'm looking to go a lot more,
I was
a lot
I
more.
was trying to figure out, I was listening to hear if I'm going to hear my country, but I'll
What's your
wait
country?
for St.
Where's
Vincent and the Grenadines.
Oh no. Well, I play cricket in St. Vincent.
Oh,
Not.
you did.
Of course. Oh yeah. I mean, for cricket, I mean, I've done all the countries. I mean, with cricket, you travel from island to island, playing all the time. But
Okay.
yeah, went to Grenada and all those places, St. Vincent. Yeah, playing cricket. But I was being more specific in terms of
Music.
music, just music. But in Grenada, I've been to all of them, Trinidad from down to the bottom, all English speaking, all the cricket playing countries. I mean, when you play for over 12, 13 years, and of course played age group cricket, you travel to all of them: Trinidad, Tobago, St. Vincent, Barbados, Dominica, everywhere.
I
Yeah.
think. Hmm. What
Mhm.
inspired your active sportsmanship on what inspired that journey in sport for you?
I think growing up in the Caribbean, sports is something that is very big. It's a very big part of our culture. And I mean, I grew up in a time when the West Indies team was still not as well, not weren't at the bottom of the barrel. We were just coming off at the top of the from the 80s, and then the 90s. Now we started to kind of level off a bit, but cricket was still at the forefront of our culture. So I grew up in a time where wanting to play for the West Indies cricket team, that was like, yeah, you wanted to make it to the NBA or the Major League Baseball, you know what I mean, Major League Baseball
Yeah.
or whatever. So I grew up in a time where cricket was meant everything, and cricket being the only sport that brings the region together. That became a dream of mine from the age of 7, 8 years old. And having an uncle that was a past captain of Anguilla cricket team, of course, that was something which really he was definitely a catalyst and somebody who inspired me to play the game. Of course, I had a coach by the name of Cardigan Connor who played professional cricket over in England, who came back to the Caribbean, to Angola, I should say, and started to do coaching in the primary schools and with him and of course other cricketers in Angola at the time, they created a kind of a program where a lot of the young cricketers in Angola we got involved and we wanted to take Anguilla's cricket to another level. And I was part of that, and I worked extremely hard. And yeah, I was blessed enough to be given some God-given talents and determination like you need in sports and in music. And I went out there and I was blessed enough from at the age of 18, I started playing professionally for Leeward Islands team. I went through age group cricket, play of course West Indies under 19s, Leeward Islands senior team at 18, and then internationally at 20. At 20, I actually was nominated for World Young Player of the Year, which is something which I hold a lot of pride
Aw.
for at that age. And then in my second test match, we went on to chase down the highest total in the history of cricket. The record still stands today, which I was batting 47 not out. So growing up as a kid, I mean, you dream of playing for the West Indies team, and then when you get the opportunity, you want to take that opportunity. I think I remember my first test match that I went to in Antigua with my uncle Val Banks. He took me to a test match, West Indies versus Australia. I was about 12, 13 years old. And I remember saying at that time, I want to come back and play at this ground. History would say less than about 9, 10 years later, I was playing at that same ground for the West Indies
Aw.
and being a part of the highest run chase in the history of cricket. So it's a lesson for us all that you dream big, you work hard, you stay focused, you stay disciplined. And if you keep your goals and keep a solid mindset, you can achieve what you put your mind to.
That's true. Thank you for contributing to the West Indies team. I'm a cricket fan.
Okay, nice,
I'm a
nice,
diehard cricket fan. Win, lose, carry up my adrenaline, drop it down.
nice,
I
nice.
love my boys. I
You,
do.
you, you familiar with Dayton Butler?
Ah?
You familiar with a guy named Dayton Butler?
Yep.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I accept. I know he's from St. Vincent, so that's my boy. We played in the West Indies team together a couple tours as well. He actually is an umpire now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
he's a left arm player, and we played together for West Indies on a couple tours.
Okay. So you did athletics as well?
Well, grew up in Angola. And when I've done like an age group, like stuff like in primary school, maybe from the age of 8 to about 13, I did like represented Angola and like track and field. After that, from the time of 13, 14, all of my focus was on cricket. But in primary school, I did athletics. I did football. I actually was the captain of the football team, and we won the inter-school competition here in Angola. But my claim to fame is by no means a track star and a football star. That was for very 3 to 4 short years in primary school.
Oh, that was just because of school and you want to
Yeah,
compete against other schools to say, my school is the
absolutely,
best.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
got you. I got you. So we are going on a short break for now. We are going to be entertained by your music and then we will be
Hmm.
back at 10:31.
Sounds good.
I just want to propose a toast to my BFF, Lisa. I want to wish you all the love and happiness on your day tomorrow. But tonight, we're going to turn it up. Woo! I was your man. The situations would dictate how we would play. You were a friend, always there to give a smile and lend a hand. Finding reasons to prove what we're doing was right, but never once the truth would ever hide. It's always hard for lovers to say their goodbyes, but moving on will sever all ties. How could we be so unafraid to love? How could we be so irresponsible? It's easy, it seems, when you mistaken love. So goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch. What felt so right over time would change with mistrust and sweet lies. A little compromise, like we did it first before the water turned to ice. Finding reasons to prove what we're doing was right, but never once the truth would ever hide. It's always hard for lovers to say their goodbyes, but moving on will sever our ties. How could we be so unafraid to love? How could we be so irresponsible? It's easy, it seems, when you mistake in love. So goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch. Forgive me for wanting to go. With time, your sorrow won't show. I miss you, but we have to say our goodbyes. Perfect love is rare and hard to find. How could we be so unafraid to love? How could we be so responsible? It's easy, it seems, like you're mistaken love. So goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch. No, goodbye, goodbye. So goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch. Maybe we'll keep in touch. Goodbye. So goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch. Goodbye. So goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch. Goodbye. So goodbye, maybe we'll keep in touch. Maybe we'll keep in touch. Goodbye.
Welcome back.
Why you smiling so like you could relate to that song?
I will make no comments. Oh my goodness. Are you familiar with this? Not drop out.
Of course.
Tell me about that song. I love
No,
it
well,
too.
yeah, man. Not drop out is a real song coming from a real place. You know, in life, you know, what I mean, life is you've got challenges, you got ups, you got downs, and a lot of those times in those ups and downs, those times you realize what's real, what's not. And I think Not Drop Out is a song about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you love somebody, if you care for somebody, if you're really down for somebody, you gotta show them that. And in
That's
those
true.
moments, yeah, man, you can't just say you can't just talk about it. You gotta be about it. And in not drop out is, as I say, real friend not drop out, them support, make your money get taller. So you
I
know they
know.
go. You know what I mean? So you got put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Put your
put
support.
your money
So
where your mouth there.
yeah, man. Go out there, support the music, share the music, post it on Instagram, post it on social media, follow that person. You know what I mean? Just big up the person. You know what I mean? If you know people, we gotta support, especially us as black people and the people all over the world. We gotta support each other and make each other stronger. And
That's true.
the only way we're gonna do that is by action our actions, not just you know what I mean. You want to just want to say, yeah, man, good tune, good song, you know what I mean. We just got show that love, and it's not just music; it's in everything we do. You know, you got a friend that's an entrepreneur, got a friend that have a business, go buy something from the business. You know what I mean? If you got a friend that doing sport or whatever, go watch them play cricket. Maybe buy them a cricket gloves or bat. You know what I mean? And you do the same. So love is something that is it is transactional. People that say that oh love is supposed to be transactional, but we show love through actions, and it's not. It shouldn't be that you just do for me, and so I do for you. It should happen naturally.
Yeah, I agree that I love everything that you just say. I can attest to those things. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
man.
it doesn't
Yeah,
take
man.
much. It doesn't take much. It's just the little things that we do are that our
Absolutely.
come. The little things. I mean, we may not
Yeah.
see as a friend sometimes we may not see the essence of what someone do, but when you
Right.
sit back and you realize, you know what, no matter what, this person's always here for me. I
Of
mean,
course.
they would they would jump, they're more excited. I have some friends, they're more excited about my success more than sometimes more than I do, and that is what motivates me. Like,
Listen, well, first I want to say big up Memo because she said she loved the song. But exactly what you're saying is so true. I've got a friend of mine who, as I told you, is my best friend who's in Atlanta. We see each other maybe sometime over the past, let's say maybe 20 years because he's a doctor over there and he's back and forth. But we don't see sometimes we've seen each other once every 5 years, but we sometimes talk every day on the phone now. And we got the same energy. And from kids, from time we were kids in school, we always supported each other's success. If something great happens to me, I'm excited for him. If something great happens to him, I'm excited. You know what I mean? And it's vice versa. And it's not like we're told to do that, but I mean we support each other to the hilt. And I think those are the kind of relationships that you want. You know what I mean? With people who support you, and I think that's what the song is about. You know what I mean? Sometimes your friends, your family, if your family, you know what I mean, you gotta support each other. You know what I mean? You can't just say your family blood thicker than water, and then you ain't being that, you ain't doing that. You know what I mean? So I mean, life is
yeah.
yes, life will teach you a lot of lessons, and I think that's what not dropout is about. Because that song, the story in that song is not just my story. I'm sure everybody who here on Facebook can relate to that story. You know what I'm saying? So it's a
Very
real
much so.
song. Yeah, man, it's a real song coming from a real place, and as you know, music is like art. You paint a picture of your life, but a lot of people can relate to that. You know what I mean? So big up Ison Collins from Sink It as well. You don't know.
Yeah, I've listened to many of the songs, and for some reason this one just stick at me, and I'll be keep playing the song, and I'll be like, I mean, your friends support you in whatever little way they can. They reach out to you. They want to make sure that you're okay, that your day's going well. How can I
Mm,
help? What can I do? You know?
mm, of
So
course.
that song comes up to that song. I'll try to listen to it and learn it, and maybe one of these days you'll feature me singing.
Real friend not drop out them support make your money get taller.
What the friends you keep? Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So your dad is a singer, yes?
Yes,
Is
so
this
my
what
dad.
is what inspired you to become a singer, or do you think that it's natural?
No man, of course the root. You can't know the branches, you can't know the fruit unless you know the root. So of course my dad being the legendary Banky Banks is somebody who I grew up watching him do music, watching how he approaches his life, and you learn from the lessons and learn from his successes and mistakes, and you try to incorporate that into your life, and you try to be the best version of yourself. So I think definitely my dad has inspired me. His music speaks for itself. He's been a Caribbean, what should I say, at the forefront of being inventive and creative in music in general in the Caribbean from the mid to late 70s, and his work and his dedication to his artistry is self-evident. So I mean, I'm just a product of that environment, and with my experiences and with my love for music as well, and God-given, I guess I can say, talent through his genetic pool as well. I've been blessed to be able to be in an environment that I can see music and approach music in a way that even today is not always music is not always is approached in that way. Not in terms of, I don't want to sound like I'm being self-righteous, but I think my first thing when I create a song is what impact, how does it make me feel, what am I saying, and how it will connect to other people. In a lot of ways now, when you listen to music of today, not all music, I shouldn't say not all music, but a lot of the popular music is basically just for consumption. And when it's for consumption, sometimes the message can get muddled, like get muddy, and it's not always something I would say that's uplifting. And I think mainly for me, music has always been something for me which I believe has to have a strong spiritual connection, as well as something where I feel like I'm giving back to society as a whole. And I have to feel like I'm building it up. So
You want
in my songs, definitely, I think that's what I try to get over. So I've seen Ison was asking where can I purchase my music. You can get my music on iTunes. Make sure you go over there and you download all of my albums. Just search Omari Banks. Of course, it's on all digital black platforms. So it's on Spotify, Amazon. Of course, you can go to YouTube. Make sure you guys go over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Make sure you go over to my Instagram. It's Omari Banks Music. You subscribe. You follow me on Instagram. Make sure you go over to my Facebook, Omari Banks, and you follow me on Facebook. And you just keep up to date with everything that's going on Omari Banks, because I've got a new album that's going to be dropping for 2023. And I promise you, when I tell you that it's got some really cool stuff on this album, I'm really excited about it. I got some really top collaborations, some people international as well as the top reggae voices in reggae music in the region. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be soon launching the name of the album and getting into that kind of mode. So stay tuned, man. Just go over to my social platforms, which is Omari Banks Music on Instagram, Omari Banks on Facebook. My webpage is www.omaribanks.com. And I'll just look forward to sharing so much more music with you guys in the future.
Tell me, what was your first song? The first song that you have produced. What was that? And what was it about?
The first song that I well, when I was a kid, I used to write songs. So one time I written a song from a girlfriend at that time called "Thinking of You." I can't remember it now. It was kind of a love song. That was never produced or anything. But my first song that I produced and wrote in the studio was "Move On," and that song was a song that became the title track of my very first album. And yeah, it's just a song talking about me moving on from my time in sports and music right now, and all the lessons that I learned. The chorus of the song says, "Don't look back on what you could have done, just move on, but learn you champion. With faith, the battle's won." I'm actually gonna do a little bit of that song for you now. Actually.
Okay.
It's in your moment of trying to decide if you will win or lose or die. When there is no vision, my friend, we shall die. Stay fast in your faith and soar to the sky. Don't look back on what you could have done. Just move on, and you champion. Don't sit and stop, my friend. You are God's son. Just move on, and you champion. Faith battles won. So that's a
Woo!
little bit of.
I was just getting comfortable.
just a just a little bit. The rest you gotta go over to iTunes, stream it, and buy it, and etc. But it's a reggae. It's a reggae song, and I had the pleasure of working with some of the top acts and musicians in reggae music. So Catco of Third World, Sly Dunbar, Sly and Robbie, that international drum and bass section from Jamaica, who produced songs with all the top pop acts in America. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, Move On was that song which I was coming out from one time in sports to my time now in music, and it was a song which I wrote from the heart. And yeah, hopefully you got a bit of that feeling of that song just now.
To be here waiting for more just at the nick of time. Tell me, if you were to sing a song off the top of your head, I know you just sang one. Let's say I walk into that room and I say, hit me a song. What would come to your mind first?
I can sing a song for the ladies. I'll tell it how it is. It's you know for sure. Give my love to you, say I'm no big city girl. Walking with your hips, yes, I'm mesmerized. It's just running through the set of mine. Words can't describe. Yeah. Ooh, it's lovely. How you can walk into my world and be my only. Yeah. What are the chances of meeting somebody? Yeah. That can love me so complete, naturally.
Woo! Oh my goodness. Hey! You got it going. You got it going. Lovely
Thank you.
music.
Thank you.
So, oh my goodness. Look at here. I have me here blushing about. Oh my goodness. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate that for sure.
So, in our wrap up stage,
Mm-hmm.
I'm handing the floor to you.
Well,
Anything you want to
just want to say thanks for you guys for having me on today. Thanks for your viewers for tuning in, and I hope everybody enjoyed the show so far. Hope you guys enjoyed a bit of the songs that I played. But just want to encourage everybody to make sure that you visit Anguilla if you get an opportunity. And if you come to Anguilla, make sure you ask Omari Banks. If I'm on island, you can catch me playing at some place at that time. You can just go over to my Instagram page, which is Omari Banks Music, my Facebook, which is Omari Banks on Facebook. Or you can go over to omaribanks.com.
Yay!
And you can actually go over to my shop. You actually can go over to my shop and you can purchase mugs like this. I have an online shop at omaribanks.com where you can get mugs, you can get t-shirts, you can get hats, you can get slippers, you can get backpacks, you can get posters, you can get whatever you need on Omari Banks, and it can be shipped directly to you wherever you are in the world. So make sure you go over to www. You see it right here. Let me see where's the camera? Yeah, omaribanks.com. All right. So just want to send you guys Trudy Blackman Moore, Omari, you're on point. Linky can't stop smiling. Big up yourself, Trudy. Send you lots of love. Mwah. Moy, thank you so much. From Egypt. You don't know. Big up yourself, Egypt. Love you guys. I've never been to Egypt. That's one of the places I want to come. I want to go over see all the pyramids and all those cool stuff, all the history. So just big up to everybody and just sending you guys a lot of love. Abira, Ashraf, love it. Love you too. Love you. Ashfik, Ash, Ashfaq, yeah. Yeah. So love you too, sister Abira. Yeah, man.
All right then. So
So
this is
sure.
end of our trip to Anguilla with our special superstar Omari Banks. But
Miss
the fun doesn't end there with Icy Caribbean podcast. So fasten your seatbelts to land in your hometown and wait for the next trip, which will carry lots of fun. To be notified about our next departures, follow us and wait for our next surprises. Don't let it be a one man show. So leave us a comment with your thoughts about the trip. We always love to hear from you. Hot greetings from my team and I, Linky Jackson. See you on our next trip, Icy Caribbean, the voice of the Caribbean. Thank you, Omari. See you
pleasure.
on
Thank
the
you.
next episode sometime soon where I'll be singing a song. Hey!
I look forward to that. I will hold you to that, Linky.
All right, then enjoy and be
Yeah, have a.
good.
I will do. Have a great day.
All right, then bye bye.
No problem.
Whoa, Jaja, you'll be there to bless and guide. Whoa, whoa, hold on. You're gonna make it, no matter what they do or try. Whoa, we'll go through the changes. Yeah, Jaja, you'll be there to bless and guide. Yeah, you are work and produce, but still them can't see a benefit. Them rather talk bad vibes all the while, though it's good you are do for them. I know they cannot forget when you were down on the corner. Government paid no attention, but you stuck to your focus. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. No matter what they do or try. Yeah, we'll go through the changes. Yeah, Jaja, you'll be there to bless and guide. Whoa. Be strong, think long, be wise, don't criticize. You know something you say to some partner, you might as well play on the speakers. It's like you can't trust some big men. Them outrun like them is little children. So put your lights in the air if you know you're a true friend. You're gonna make it. Whoa, yeah. No matter what they do or try. Whoa. We'll go through the changes. Yeah. Jaja, you'll be there to bless and guide. Yeah. We no worry about talk cause them empty. Babylon we stay far from your trapsy. Never trust a boy we talk like him envy. Watchy and nothing say it easy. Making money all day, all home. Can't stop till I see general. Reach for the stars, use them know who you are. We can't tame and can't come. You're gonna make it. No matter what they do or try. Yeah. Whoa. And we'll go through the changes. Changes. Yeah. Jaja, you'll be there to bless and guide. Yeah.